Section 11. Overview of Universal Basic Education, UBE. Introduction. This study session discusses the Universal Basic Education, UBE. The rationale for introducing it is highlighted. The problems confronting the program at implementation will be discussed, while the probable solution to the problems shall be addressed as the concluding part of the study session. Learning outcomes for study section 11. At the end of this study session, you should be able to mention the administration that introduced UBE, explain problems of UBE program implementation, recent educational initiatives and reforms in Nigeria, classification of initiatives and reforms based on the levels of education covered, Universal Basic Education UBE program. The Universal Basic Education program launched in September 1999 by the administration of President Olusegun Obasanjo has its antecedent in the Universal Primary Education UPE, coincidentally launched by the same man in 1976 as a military head of state. The program was merely repackaged under a new name but with a broader scope covering pre-primary to junior secondary school levels. The program is one of the welfareist program of Nigeria's leading political party, People's Democratic Party, designed to solve some national problems. Quoting from a speech delivered during the launching, the federal government of Nigeria is ready to wage war against those noticeable national problems and their attendant ills such as hunger, ignorance, unemployment, illiteracy, superstitious beliefs, tribalism, and many others. The only method to salvage this country out of those enemies of progress is simply education for its citizens. Rationale for introducing this scheme. The program was introduced to attain, among others, the following objectives. A. To equip Nigerians with modern technological skills to meet our national endeavors. B. To produce human beings with sound intellect. C. To properly equip Nigerians with such modern skills that will satisfy the aspirations of future generations. D. To meet minimum standard of literacy and advancement in the Committee of Nations. E. As a means of catching up with the advanced nations of the world. Furthermore, Nigeria, as a member of United Nations Organization, introduced the scheme in compliance with Article 26 of the Declaration of Human Rights, which stated in part that everyone has the right to education. This shall be free at least in the elementary and primary stages. Problems in the implementation of UBE. The Universal Basic Education, no doubt, is a laudable scheme, but as laudable as it appears to be, its implementation is beset with a number of problems. The following, among others, are part of noticeable problems in hindering effective implementation of the scheme. A. Manpower, personnel. While the national Policy on Education recommends the National Certificate of Education should be the minimum teaching qualification in primary schools. The situation on ground is far from this target. Some states of the Federation have complied with this recommendation, while some other states make use of less qualified personnel in their teaching service. B. Accommodation problem. There is an acute accommodation problem. According to Professor Obanya, of the over 500,000 of the primary schools classrooms in the country, 44% of these were in an unusable state. C. Non-provision of textbooks on core subjects like mathematics, English language. D. Lack of basic teaching facilities. This is in form of teaching aids. Many schools are barren of basic infrastructure to make teaching and learning effective in schools. E. Lack of basic human needs, that is, drinkable water, electricity, toilet facilities, office, accommodation for teachers and headmasters, etc. F. Absence of functional school library, resource center. G. Legal dispute between states, federal government over who should take control of primary education. H. Quality control, etc. Probable solutions to the problems. A. To solve the problem of accommodation, the director of the program pledged that a minimum of 2 blocks of 3 classrooms each be constructed in each of the local government of the federation. In fact, the commission had already renovated over 20,000 classrooms, 3,000 headmasters, and constructed over 9,000 toilets. B. To meet up with manpower required to implement the scheme, the committee recommends that 30,000 teachers are to be trained annually. This should, however, be embarked upon soonest. C. The best approach to solving the problem of textbooks is for government to encourage authors, educationists to write suitable textbooks and produce on large scale for distribution to all states of the Federation. D. The issue of provision of libraries for schools is already receiving attention, judging by what is on ground. Government should, however, ensure that the libraries are well stocked to cater for the need of teachers and students. The support of international donor agencies like UNESCO and others could be sought in this respect. The legal dispute over control of primary education should be amicably settled by making use of the Constitution to determine the responsibilities of the role of each tier of government. Recent education initiatives and reforms in Nigeria. In recent times, Nigeria has gone through several educational initiatives and reforms. The Nigerian government has made concerted effort at ensuring educational development in the country. Some of these initiatives and reforms cut across different levels of education, while some are limited to a particular level of education. A critical examination of these reforms and initiatives indicated that Nigeria focuses mainly on increasing access and quality of basic education. According to Babalola 2009 and Omolewa 2007, the reforms and initiatives are as follows. A. Post-2000 initiatives in Nigeria. A. Open university system. B. Post-JAM screening. C. National gender education and school health policies. D. Gender education project GEP. School-based management committees SBMCS. F. Special teacher upgrading program. G. Federal Teacher Scheme FTS. H. Benchmarks for monitoring education program in teacher training institutions. I. Mandatory integrity training for teachers and examiners to curb malpractices. J. The Presidential Teachers and Schools Excellence Award. B. Post-2000 reforms in Nigeria. A. 59334 system of education. B. Basic education law. C. Child Right Act. D. Operation Reach All Secondary Schools. ORAASS. E. Tracking Asset for Progress. TAP. F. Adopt a public school. G. Community accountability and transparency initiative partnership. Triple. H. Read to be educated at advanced and developed. Read. I. Examination ethics and campus safety. EEE and CS. J. Vocational enterprises institutions VEEI. K. Innovative enterprise institution IEEIS. Classification of initiatives and reforms based on the levels of education covered. The 93344 education system. The events during the 2 decades of the implementation of 6334 revealed that there were unfulfilled expectations. Some of the major challenges that hindered effective implementation of 63334 included financial problems, shortage of qualified teachers, inadequate infrastructure, insufficient public enlightenment, and inadequate statistics. Eventually, 63334 system of education was replaced by the 9344 education system. This represents a 9-year basic education followed by a three-year senior secondary education and a 4-year university education. This was a structural reform which extends basic education beyond primary school level. The Basic Education Act 2004. The Basic Education Act 2004 was enacted as an enabling law for the realization of goals of 934 structural reform in Nigerian's education system. The Act defined basic education as embracing the early childhood care and education (ECCCE), as well as 9 years of formal schooling, including primary and junior secondary schools. Universal basic education is defined as ECCCE, primary and junior secondary schooling. It also embraces adult literacy and non-formal education, skills acquisition programs, and the education of special groups such as nomads, migrant children and women, al-Majiri, street children, and disabled groups. Public-private partnership PPP. Public-private partnership PPP to encourage private participation and active involvement in the country's huge investment in education. Noting that public and private sectors are complementary and that effective public-private partnership is only possible through mutually designed, analyzed, and accepted instruments of cooperation and collaboration in educational system. The Gender Education Project. The Gender Education Project is one viable example of the triple P gender. Education project was a three-year Department for International Development DFID funded project to support education of girls through increased enrollment, retention, and completion. The project in Nigeria, 2004 to 2007, is the largest DFID funded UNICEF-managed girls education project in the world, with 26 million of DFID funding over 3 years. It covered 20 schools in 6 local government areas, LGAs, in 6 northern states of Nigeria. The operation reached all secondary schools, ORAS. The operation reached all secondary schools, ORAS, was a reform introduced by the government to ensure smooth transition of the product of basic education, primary education, to quality secondary schools in Nigeria. Among the objectives of ORAS were A. To diagnose the causes of the crisis in the nation's education system. B. To establish and document the state of infrastructure in the schools. C. To take stock of the curriculum content, instructional materials, teachers' qualifications, and quality of curricular delivery in schools in terms of academic achievement, in line with the minimum standards set out in the National Policy on Education (NPEE). The program aimed at alleviating some revolving problems, which include poor quality of teachers, inadequate facilities, lack of instructional materials, negative value of students, poor organization and management of schools, and inadequate supervision. The Federal Teachers Scheme FTS. The Federal Teachers Scheme FTS was meant to improve the basic education delivery through recruitment and deployment of unemployed holders of the Nigerian Certificate in Education and NCE to primary schools nationwide. The scheme commenced in 2006 with the ultimate goal of injecting fresh professional teachers to enhance teaching and learning in public primary schools. All the states, including the Federal Capital Territory, had at least 1,000 participants each in their schools. The National Open University (NOU). One significant reform at the tertiary level that must be discussed is the National Open University (NOU). The National Open University was initially established on 22nd July 1983 as a springboard for open and distance learning. It was suspended by the government on 25th April 1984. It was revived on 12th of April 2001. Its main goal is preparation of professionals in various disciplines through the distance learning mode. It offers a choice of qualification from certificates, diploma to postgraduate diploma degree. It employs a range of delivery methods to take education to the people and make learning an enjoyable activity. Summary for study section 11. You have learned in this study session 1. That UBE program was introduced in 1999 by President Olusegun Obasanjo to equip Nigerians with modern technological skills to meet our national endeavor, produce these human beings with sound intellect, properly equip Nigerians with such modern skills that will satisfy the aspirations of future, meet minimum standard of literacy and advancement in the Committee of Nations, and as a means of catching up with the advanced nations of the world. The program is faced with problems such as personnel, accommodation, textbooks, furniture, functional libraries, and so on. Some of the solutions proposed in the lecture include training of teachers, provision of infrastructure, and library and adequate funding. 3. Recent initiative and reforms have been briefly discussed in this lecture. They include the 93344 educational system, the Basic Education Act 2004, public-private partnership, the Gender Education Project, the Operation Reach All Secondary Schools, the Federal Teachers Scheme, and the National Open University. This is the end of EME 2007. Thanks for listening.